Okay, so welcome to Cami. Um, Welcome to Cami. Sorry, I keep getting text messages. So I love you guys for texting me. It's great, but I can't answer your texts when I'm presenting. So I'm going to do my best. I think there has been a little confusion with the live streams today. So I don't know why the doc hasn't been updated. I've double, triple, quadruple checked all of my links, and the live stream keeps coming up every time I click. So the only thing I can think of is like maybe tell people to refresh the doc and they'll get the correct link. I've also put a link to the classroom page that I'll be using to share resources with you. So if you see that on the doc, that means it's the updated version. I just did it probably like half an hour ago. So if people are struggling, please let them know that all of the links are on that doc that Jill sent out for the classes. The reason I'm live streaming is because there are on average about 150 to 200 people per class, and Google Meet will just get so glitchy that I figured the live stream would be a much better option. That way it won't be as glitchy and I'll be able to share. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Carla Fitzgerald. I'm the tech coach for both the Marshall and Locke Middle Schools. I do a lot of professional development, have for the last 12 years or so in Billerica. So I'm pretty good to figure things out. I like to see how technology can actually help kids learn and enhance what we already do in the classroom. And now my job has become more relevant than ever because we're having to use technology every day. So what I did for you guys is I made a classroom, and I made a classroom not for giving you assignments, because I'm not gonna give you feedback or you don't need to do anything for this class. This is just a workshop. But I made a classroom so you guys could communicate with me, because I am using the live stream option, and to give you resources, because Cami is a really awesome tool. And I also wanted to show you what I was figuring out as I was playing around with it, and some of the videos that I used to help myself with it. So I'm pretty new to Cami. I just learned about it last spring, and I've just played around with it more and more over the last couple of weeks to prepare for this class. And I wish this tool was around 12 years ago when I was teaching social studies, because I think that it really would have been super helpful and an awesome tool to use. So Cami by nature, if you don't know what it is, it's just air quotes, just a PDF editor. But actually, it's way more than that. It can be a screencasting tool. It can be a collaborative document that you can share, have multiple kids edit at the same time. It can be a virtual whiteboard. So it's a pretty versatile tool. And today we're going to take a look at the different features. If you have questions during this class, let me show you where I would like you to put them. For some reason, if you were in my Google Meet class, I still can't find your questions, and I'm looking. I found 40 of them posted under the question, and I will be sending out an FAQ doc to answer all those questions. But if you weren't in that class, ignore what I just said. So I'm going to tell you where to post so I see the questions, because at the end of this explanation, my plan is to answer all of the questions. I'm also recording this, so I'm going to post links in the classroom after I'm done to the video of this recording. And Jill is be posting all of the recordings on the district website. All right, so here we go. Let me show you where to post your questions. All right, so this is a student version. So this is what you're looking at if you are in Google Classroom. And under this Your Questions link, it says, what questions do you have? I said, please ask questions under class comments. So if I click View Question, answer the question over here. It looks like it's gonna type it here. Turn in. And now I should be able to see class comments, see classmates' answers. Okay, so you can see then Maureen's asked a question about Google Meet. And Maureen, I'll get back to you on that one a little bit later. All right, so I'm going to keep this up so we can see the questions for later. So I'll be answering them at the very end of the class. All right, so what we're going to learn today. First of all, Kami extension is super important. I'm going to show you how to use the extension both in Google Classroom and from your browser. You're going to add a PDF to Kami. Next, you're going to create an assignment in Google Classroom and in Kami because you can do it in both places. I'm going to give you some pointers to how to train your students how to use Kami, how to check your students' work, and how to use Kami as a digital whiteboard. And as I said, this tool is magical. I'm not a big fan of giving my students worksheets and just have them fill out worksheets. So my advice to you is use the magic of Kami to actually create some great collaboration with our students and have them think a little critically, because it's such a powerful tool. Also, in Classroom, what I did for you guys is I gave you, I made some sample assignments, and then I have a lot of resources. So I have Kami for Collaboration. It's an article from the Kami app that I thought was pretty helpful. So that's there for you. I also have a link to the extension, so you don't have to go look for it if you don't already have it. I also have some tutorials. One of them is if you're an elementary school teacher and you like to use packets, this is a way for you to actually take a PDF packet and to break it up into a larger packet, into smaller pieces, so you can assign them over a course of days instead of giving the kid the entire packet at once. Makes it a little bit easier to navigate. And then this is a YouTube playlist of how to use different Kami features. The shortest video is 26 seconds long. The longest, I think, is 3 minutes. But it's basically every aspect of Kami possible for you to learn how to use. So that's what I use to help myself out. I usually use this video, and I thought they were both super, super helpful. So those resources are there for you. All right, so let's get going. Part 1, the Kami extension. So I'm going to go to Classroom. I'm going to go down into that link, the resources link. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Chrome Web Store, and you're going to search for Kami. It's this blue circle with a K in it. That's what you're looking for. And then you're going to click the blue add to Chrome. What will happen is you'll get this K in the upper right-hand side of the screen of your browser. Here's a little tip that I actually learned from someone during the BEI courses. You see the little puzzle piece on the upper right-hand side that says extensions? You can actually pin the extensions you want to keep in this window up here. So if you, for example, if you want to keep Kami up there, notice how I have a little blue pin, because that's where I want to keep it, and I want to make sure that it's easily accessible. Because if it's not, I have to open this up and actually go into here to find the extension I want to use. So that little puzzle piece is super helpful. That's a little addition for you guys, little bonus feature to this presentation. Okay, so now I'm got the extension. Now what do I do? First thing you want to do is you want to check out Kami. So I'm actually going to click on the extension, and that will open up the Kami website. Now, when you're first signing up, you definitely need to give it the permissions to access your Google Drive and to sign in as a teacher. Now, what I found when I was playing around with this is you can actually change your account from teacher to student. So if you want to play around and see what the difference between the accounts are, you can actually switch back and forth, which I thought was pretty cool. So as I said, when you first go in, it's going to ask you some permissions to access all your Google features. It also will ask you what learning management system you're using. And of course, we're using Google Classroom in our district, so you just choose Google Classroom. That way, Kami can communicate with Google Classroom. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a PDF. So there's multiple ways for you to add PDFs. You can go directly from your Google Drive and add one there. You can upload one from your computer. Those are the two ways. If you want to save one of your documents you've created in Google Drive as a PDF, there's a way to do that. So let's say you create a worksheet and it's awesome, and you want it to be a PDF so you can use it within Kami. All you have to do is, I'm just going to go here. So I'm going to sort this to documents, click search. Getting a lot of bonus things here today, guys. All right, so I'm going to take this worksheet right here, this podcast template I made. I'm going to download it onto my computer as a PDF. And all I have to do is wait for it to finish loading and then click File, Download, and then choose PDF right there. Come on. Once I download it as a PDF, it will show up at the bottom of my screen that it's there. There it is. And now I'm going to add that worksheet to Kami. Open from computer. I'm going to go to my downloads. There it is, right on top, because it's the one I did today. And now, there we go. Oh, and if you didn't notice what just happened, it's the coolest thing. So I've been playing around with this a lot over the last couple of days. And every time I go into Kami, it tells me how many other people in Billerica are using the Kami app at the same time as I am. So yesterday it was like 128. Today it's 178. So more people. So there's 178 other people playing around with Kami right now. All right. So now this document is uploaded into Kami and ready to go. So now what do I do with it? I want to add it to Google Classroom for the kids to use. So like Google, Kami has the 3-line menu that you can use to just do multiple different things. And by the way, there's a lot to Kami. We only have an hour. So I'm going to basically give you an overview of everything. And then I highly recommend you go in and play around with it a little bit to begin to understand what power this has. All right. So I'm going to create an assignment. So right down here, about a third of the way down, there is a create assignment link. What happens is a Google Classroom assignment window pops up. So it's not really set to any particular class. You actually have to tell it where to go. So first thing is click select and then class, and I'm going to put it in this Kami class. All right, now it's thinking because I can now either assign it to all of my students, or I can assign it to individual kids. So I can click and choose people that I want to add it to. I can give my assignment a title, podcast worksheet. Next thing I want to do is look at the feature restrictions. This is so cool. You can actually limit what your kids can use as they're using the Kami app. So you can say, oh, they can't use the select tool and uncheck that. Oh, they can't use the dictionary, uncheck that. So once you you decide which tools you want them to have access to and which you don't, you can just click the arrow and go back to the assignment editor. It automatically defaults to make a copy for each student, which is what I would recommend anyway, but maybe you want students to share one copy and you have groups of 4 that you're going to post this for in Classroom. You can set points, due dates, you can schedule when you want it to show up. Don't forget that some of the best practices in Google Classroom is to have your topics to organize your classroom to make it simple for parents. So I'm going to put this down as samples so it's nice and organized. And then when I'm all set, I can click assign. And when it's all done, it's going to ask me if I want to actually view it in Classroom. Taking a second. So I can click open in Classroom. And then, so I'm going to go back here, click refresh. It's going to take a second, but then if we look under samples, there it is. There's the podcast worksheet assignment. And if you guys are in classroom, you see it too. Now, the downside to doing it this way is that you can give kids, is that it doesn't give the kids instructions for how to actually open that assignment. They just have the worksheet itself. If you're first using this with students, you're going to have to give them this link right here, which explains to them how to edit and work on the document in Google, in Kami, the Kami editor. But there's another way for you to add Kami, to create a Kami assignment, and that is under the Create button. So before I added the Kami extension to Google Classroom, I did not have this option. All it said was assignment, quiz assignment, etc. Now that the Kami extension is added and I've given Google permissions to access Google Drive and Google Classroom, I have a Kami assignment link. So I'm going to create the similar assignment in Google Classroom. So once again, you get this option, this window that pops up that's really similar. The only difference is here is you've got the send Kami instructions to students. And what this does is it actually sends some instructions to the students for how to access and turn in assignments through Kami. Because I feel like last spring, that was one of the things I kept hearing from teachers is like, how do my kids pass it in? Well, under the Kami app, there's actually like a little turn in button that shows up over here. And that option allows the kids to click turn in and it will turn in the assignment for them. Okay, so we've taken a look at how to add the Kami app extension. It's pretty simple, just click add to Chrome. We took a look at how to add a PDF. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to actually add a very large PDF to Kami and break it up. This is super cool, and for those of you that like to use packets with your kids, oops, that's not what I want. Use packets with your kids. This is a great way to break up the packet into smaller assignments in Google Classroom. So once again, I hit the Kami link, and I'm going to get that main menu that pops up. Right here, it says split and merge. So if you have a PDF that's multiple pages, because sometimes like a math packet might be like a whole week of a math packet, what you want to do is you want to split and merge that. So I'm going to, you can either click and drag files from your desktop or you can add from Google Drive. And I'm going to click on PDFs. Just going to remember where they are. You know what? I can't remember, so I don't want to waste your time, so I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to click Add Files and do it from my Downloads folder. So I'm working on doing some preschool stuff for my students. So, or not my students, my daughter. So I'm going to actually go here. Oh, this is a huge one. Okay, here we go. So now I'm adding this tool into Kami. It's 300 pages, so I'm not going to actually take it through the whole thing. So once it's there, I'm going to click Next. It's big. It's going to take a minute. And then now what it's doing is it's taking every single page in that document and breaking it into several different pieces. So I could just click and drag some of the pages that I want to take from this, or I can just click split pages and it will split all of those pages into different pieces and add them to, and then I can add them to Google Classroom as assignments. The next thing I could do is if, let's say, I have multiple PDFs that I want to bring together, you can actually click merge and you can upload documents that you want to merge just by clicking this right here, the plus on the bottom right-hand side, and bring those documents together to actually create a PDF, or a packet of sorts, which is really, really cool. Especially like maybe you just want to combine some documents, PDF documents together and then print them out for your kids as a packet. You can actually do that right here through Kami. You don't always have to use it with Google Classroom or to give students assignments. So that is the split feature. It may ask you for permissions when you pop into this part to access your Google Drive, and that's fine. Make sure you allow it to do everything. Don't be afraid to not click allow because you want it to have the full power. So if you click allow, you're good to go. All right, so the training your students piece. As I said, this was kind of a bit of a challenge last spring for some teachers that were using Kami. Let me see if I can find it. So when you create an assignment and you check off check off the instructions, what happens is you can add this document to the assignment. And you may want to add this document a lot when you are first using Kami with your students. But the directions it gives you are very, very simple. It tells the kids to add the extension, go to the classwork tab to open their assignment, and then when they open the assignment, they have to click open with Kami. So let me go back and show you what that looks like. So when they click on this PDF document, which is blank in here, they have to click open with Kami in order to be able to edit that document. Some kids got a little confused about that. Then, once again, they're going to have to give it permissions. They're going to have to tell what school district they are and that they're a student. And then they should be able to get the turn in button that they'll need to pass an assignment into you. Okay, so this is their Kami document. It doesn't have any tools. I don't know. Oh, there they are. So now that the student is in the document, they can actually go and do some editing to it. So on the left-hand side, and this is stuff that you can do as well, you have all of these different features that you can do to edit and change the document. I love the commenting features. I am super excited about them. I cannot wait to use them in my next screencast. You don't even know. I'm like so excited. If I was teaching history right now, I would be importing tons of primary source documents and like putting little instructional videos all over the document because that is what you can do. Okay, calm down, Carla. We're good. Okay, so excited about this. So one of them is your screen capture function. So what you can do is you click the screen capture, let it load for a second, and you can pick a spot on the document where you can actually do a screencast about that portion of the document. I've got tears, like I'm so excited about this feature. Then you click share your screen. And now I'm recording a little bit about what are you going to do in this spot of the document. When I'm done, I just click done. And now this video is how to use that part of the website. Oh my God. Like beyond excited about this. And I'm sorry, I'm not getting your reactions, but this is, so excited about this. The other thing you can do is you can put a video comment. So maybe this is a student's work and you want to give them feedback. You can give them feedback just by clicking on a piece and doing a little recording. You can give them voice comments. Personally, I absolutely hate my voice on recorded voice. And I don't know if anybody loves their voice, but I personally hate it. But you can actually do a voice recording here, or you can just do a text comment, which is also really awesome. You can also draw and circle and make comments that way too. For those of you math teachers in the audience, there's an equation editor on here. So you can actually have students write equations. There's drawings, there's shapes, there's erasers. You can add images. You can add a signature. So there's so many cool tools that people can use on this editor. And teachers and students both have access to them, unless you take away the student's access when you're creating the assignment. Okay, just so excited. I got to calm down for a minute. Okay, so so we talked about adding the extension, uploading PDFs, creating an assignment, training your students. Now it's time to check students' work. And I see that someone has actually been nice enough and passed in an assignment, which I appreciate. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to click that turned in assignment. And just like if you used Classroom before, all you have to do is you just click on the assignment that the student turned in, which is being a pain right now. Oh, the student didn't click turn in. And it basically opens up your regular Google Classroom grading window that pops up. But it also, if you click on the Cami option on the upper right-hand side of the screen, which unfortunately I can't pull up right now, it allows you to give them feedback using the Cami editor, which is awesome. So the other feature, so when I was going off about how excited I am about all this, this is how you can actually use Cami as a virtual whiteboard as well, because you could just open up a blank Cami document by going over here. Am I doing this right? Got to remember where it is, guys. You can open up a blank Cami document, and then you can edit that document. And I can't figure out where did I do that. Just going to click this again. Oh, now I remember. It's on this window. New blank page. Click a blank page. Type of page you want. How many pages you want. And then click add. The other thing that you can do once you're here is, let's say you want to collaborate with another person. So I'm going to share this document. Upload it to Google Drive. Anyone with the link, so I can copy that link and share it with someone. So I'm going to copy it, and I can send it in an email to, I don't know, someone that's in the class. Let's see. Call somebody out. Actually, I'm going to send it to Stacia because I know she should be here. Let's see. Maybe not. All right, Gail, I'm sending it to you. Putting you on the spot, sorry. But now when Gail gets the link, she can also edit the same blank document, which is great because then she and I can collaborate on the same assignment at the same time. So, Cami. Okay, and I've made sure that Gail is an editor and that she can download and print that file if she wanted to. So let's say Gail comes in. What I would see down here at the bottom is who's active on the document, and would have a GB for Gail and it would have a CF for me. And we can both work on it together. So it's cool that it's like, it's not just a PDF editor, it's all of these other things all at once too. All right. So now I'm going to go see what your questions are. Refresh this. All right, so great question, Amy. Amy asks, you might not get this into your presentation, but what's the difference between DocHub and Cami? Cami is way more than DocHub. DocHub just allows you to go in and add text boxes and draw signatures and save the PDF as an edited file. I typically use that if I have a tax form to fill out or mortgage forms or something like that. I'll go in and use DocHub to make those changes. You can do the same thing in Cami, but Cami as a tool can do so much more. And Carrie's question is can you scan a document and upload it to Cami? You can. Anything that's a PDF document, make sure if you scan it as a PDF and not as an image file. But you can definitely scan that document and upload it into Cami. And Karen had the same question. Caroline's question, it's just a review of something I pointed out in the beginning. So that little puzzle piece on the upper right-hand side of your browser that says extensions, you just click that, and then you can click the pin button and keep that extension right on your toolbar. So Teresa, I would check the puzzle. So Teresa's asking, could I go over how to add Cami? All you have to do is you go to the Chrome web store and find the Cami extension and click add to Chrome. Then go into the puzzle piece to make sure that you have pinned that extension to your browser so it shows up right on your browser. And we do have a district license. They bought it a little while ago, so it is awesome. Even the free version, though, of this is phenomenal. I don't know about a code. I'd have to get back to you from Jill to see if that was it. But I believe that if you log in with your Bill Ricca K12.com email address, you have the premium license. Okay, so signature. Jennifer, I haven't played around with that, but on other PDF editors, all I did was I signed it and then it saved. So DocHub, like someone had mentioned earlier, in the DocHub, what I mentioned earlier is I actually just poorly signed something in the signature field, and then that signature was saved to DocHub. So I believe, let's play around with it and see if we can figure it out. I'm going to go to my blank one. Oh, yay, Gail did it. Yay, cool. There's Gail's little circle down here at the bottom. So we're both working on it at the same time. Okay, so there we go. So when you click signature, it does give you 3 options. You can upload an image, you can draw the signature, or draw your signature on your phone. That's pretty cool right there. But I'm just going to do draw signature. Ooh, so bad. And then click upload. And then I'm going to click insert. So now that I have a signature, there's and I can drop it anywhere I want. And then if I want to go back, there it is, insert. I can just put my signature everywhere if I wanted to. So I hope that wasn't too fast, Jennifer. Sharing link. Oh, so more of you want to. Okay. Here we go. See if this works. So by the way, today's my first day using the live stream feature, so I don't know if you guys will see that. We'll see that link that I just shared out. We'll find out in a minute, I guess. All right, let's go back to questions. I don't know anything about the OCR doc. Gail's question is, why would you convert to an OCR doc? I have no idea. I haven't even played with that because I didn't really know what it was. So if you find out, or if you know, feel free to share what that is, and I'd be happy to know, but I really don't know. And to go back to Emily's questions, do students need the extension to access that? Yes, they do need that, and I can tell you, not sure if kids have the extension, but you know what? Let's check that out right now. I'm going to go and log into ClassLink with my student account. Sometimes what they'll do in the student accounts is they'll put the extensions here on the page. It doesn't look like it's there. The only other thing I could do is log into my Chromebook as a student. So I'll do that while I answer other questions. Next question I see is, can you use Cami to remove what is already typed into a PDF? Yes, but you're going to have to like use the eraser feature or put like a box over the text so students can't see it, and also remove some of the permissions from the students. And to answer your question, Karen, yeah, you have to turn in your question to see everybody else's questions. And then Amy's question, would it be feasible to use Cami as an interactive whiteboard with a whole class, or would it be at least be best with a small group? That's personal preference. Thinking about some of your students last year, Amy, I think using small groups would probably be your best option, unless you set up some crazy norms before getting started. And I think that goes with any virtual whiteboarding tool. I was in a class with 80 people in July, and we were all using Jamboard as a group, and it just got crazy. Like, even though we're all adults and we're all being responsible about how we're posting. So I would, if you're going to use interactive whiteboard with the whole class, definitely keep it to groups of like 5 at max. Remote learning with Cami for students to talk to. So Stephanie, when you post an assignment in Classroom, it will automatic, and you check off that box that adds that document. So what I would do to get the document, if you want to keep it, is I would create an assignment in a Classroom with the Cami extension added. And then that document, I would just click Save to Drive, which is that here. I don't even think that's even. Nope, a lot of people are using it. So I would just make a copy of this. I don't even think it's letting me do that. Yeah, and you have access to this in my Classroom as well. But the kids get this if you create an assignment and you check off that box, the kids will have access to this document. All right, next question. I'm still logging in to see if kids have the extension added. Dory, I'm not really sure if you have to uninstall and reinstall it. I didn't have to reinstall it. I still have it from last spring, and it seems to be working great with the premium features that I had last spring. And Angela, yes, just like any Google Classroom assignment, you can add to multiple classes at the same time. Do students have the option to voice? Yes, they do, unless you turn it off for them. I think that's such a powerful tool for a kid to actually think about how or why they did something and have to verbally explain it. I think it's hard for them, and it's a great, great skill that they would need. So yes, unless you turn off the voice record when you give them an assignment, they will have the voice recording option. All right. Thank you, Katie. OCR, optical character recognition. That's a really good idea. And then Alana, can you split and merge pages from multiple packets to make a new packet? Yes, you can. So when I did the merge feature, split and merge, and then I'm going to click here to upload something. I'm going to do this one because I think it's smaller. So it's loading. And when I click next, so if this is a bigger document, I would just click and drag the pages that I wanted to add. So you can actually upload multiple documents and then click and drag the documents that you want here. So you can actually create multiple packets from different packets. So when I uploaded like a really big one, and then I was able to manipulate them here. So, and the way to add multiples is just click the plus, and then you get that add the file again. Just add that one. So there's 2. So now I can click and drag this one, and I can click and drag the next one. There we go. So two different files, same thing. And when I'm all done, I just can click export, and it comes out as a combined PDF. Open in Cami, continue. And to answer the question about, is it pushed out to the kids yet? It's not pushed out to the kids yet. So this is going to be something that you'll have to do with your students if you want to use Cami. And we do have the premium subscription, so they should be able to have it. So I think this is still loading, but I have 2 pages. There we go. Yep, all there. So I combined my Calm Schools certificate and the thank you for downloading this downloading thing. So it's all part of one document, which is pretty cool. All right, let's see if there's any more questions. That was it. Hold on, Rachel, 1 minute. So that is all I have to share with you guys about Cami. I'm so excited about it. Use the resources that I uploaded to Google Classroom so that if you forget how to do something, they're all there for you. But yeah, this was great. I can't wait to see what everyone does with it and see how the kids do. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon. And if anyone's taking my class at 1, I'll see you there. All right. Bye.